Ellen, I have Yoda dressed as Santa Claus. Does life get any better than this? I think not.
Ellen, I have a confession to make. Or maybe really it's rather an observation. I am a geek. Now I know you probably already figured this out, probably when we first became friends, because I have a complete lack of self-control and you have really intuitive skills of observation, so I'm sure once I began talking your ear off about all things quote-unquote geeky, that you got the picture pretty quickly. Perhaps this all began when I was younger and I watched a show called Firefly, and then I promptly went to school the next day and told everybody I knew that they were shiny. And it continued to progress as I began to be introduced to two franchises that are as entertaining as they are frustrating at times, and they go by the names of Star Wars and Star Trek. Now this love of geekdom continued to grow as I was introduced to little things called video games, comic books, anime, manga, literature. I mean, you name it and I'm probably gonna fangirl over it. But between me and you, Ellen, I really think I became a lost cause when a friend absolutely demanded I watch a little show called Doctor Who, and after that, well, I think you get the picture. When I was younger, I really tried to capitalize on the fact that I was so geeky because I thought it made me so different and interesting and unusual, and so it often led to me making really irrelevant pop culture references to my classmates that they just didn't understand, because seriously, why did I think that they would understand a joke about the Great Eye of Sauron? Because come on, we were like 5th grade. Ellen, with the years that have passed and just me being able to be more responsible and aware of how I view myself, I can honestly say that I've come to terms with being a geek. Being labeled a geek isn't some all-encompassing stereotype that means that I'm one thing and one thing only, because my personality and just who I am is far more complex than that. Ellen, I don't know about you, but I know that my identity is based on much more than just solely the fact that I have the first episode of BBC's Sherlock memorized. To be honest, Ellen, the only thing that I think other people should immediately understand about me when their friend introduces to them as their geeky best friend is that I am a person who is completely and unironically passionate about projects that interest me and inspire me and move me to be more creative. In my opinion, it's not a bad thing to be involved with things that make you more curious and more passionate and more interested in the world around us, because as a young adult especially, it is my obligation to myself to be more critically receptive and aware of the world around me, and it just so happens that I do that through various things that other people consider to be geeky. And the best thing that I've come to find about being a geek after all of my incessant worrying when I was younger is that every person you meet, every face you pass by on the street, every person that you yell at in your car because they're going 20 miles under the speed limit, is that somewhere deep down inside them there's a fangirl crying for attention, whether it's about this summer's fashion runways, or if it's about a fantasy football team, or maybe it's just Castiel. Ellen, being a geek now is more popular than ever, and it just so happens that it coincides with the point in my life that I'm now growing to be more comfortable in my own skin and being more accepting of my personality. So it's come to a point in this video where I'm now confident in making this confession to you. So, Ellen, hello, my name is Megan and I am a geek. Sorry if that sounded a little bit like an AA introduction, but what can I do? Ellen, I look forward to your video on Tuesday. Let me know what you think. See ya! Also, I would like to apologize for the horribly overused air quotes in this vlog, but who cares?